Thanks for joining us on this week's Medisoft Tip of the Week video. Today's video, we're going to discuss something that's really going to benefit particularly our friends and customers that are billing clients or that run revenue cycle management companies. I know this has been a pain point for a long time. This is a feature in Medisoft that not many people know about, and so they find themselves really kind of reinventing the wheel every time they bring on a new client or customer, instead of having some of the data that you already have established, some of the codes like procedure codes, diagnosis codes, insurance carriers, referring providers if you want, things like that, from one of your existing clients over to the new client. Let me show you how this works. So just to set the stage here a little bit, right now I'm in one of my practices called the tutorial data, just a bunch of fake patients codes, all of that. But if I go into for instance, my diagnosis code list, you'll see that I have some codes there. If I go to my procedure code list, I have some codes there as well. My referring provider list, I have some codes. My insurance list, I have a few insurances set up. But let's pretend like I run a revenue cycle management company, and I bring on a new client. I've created a new database here, or a new data set called new clients data set, just for demonstration purposes. And it's completely blank. I just barely created this right before the video started. And if I go into my diagnosis code list, it's empty, right? If I go to my procedure code list, it's empty. Insurance carrier list, empty. Everything's empty in here. Well, rather than having to, again, reinvent the wheel, recreate the wheel, I should say, and re-enter all this data, there is a way to copy all those codes. The reference data is what we refer to it as, from my existing practice into this new blank data set. So let me show you how that's done. What we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to exit out of Medisoft. So let me do that. I'm going to open up a screen called, I'm going to browse to the Windows Explorer in my Medisoft installation directory, and that's typically C Medisoft bin. So I'm just going to browse to C Medisoft bin, and I'm going to alphabetically scroll down and find a file here called MediUtils, as in Medisoft Utilities. Here it is. I'm just going to double click on it. And it's going to ask me to select the practice. Now, in this case, I want to select the practice that has the data in it, not the blank one, but the one that has the data in it. So I'm going to select my tutorial data. I'm going to log in here. And there's a lot of tools listed, but for this video, we're going to go to the third one down called Copy Data Tables, and I'm going to select OK. The first thing it's going to ask for is the destination practice. So this is going to be the new client data set, the blank one that I told you, and we are going to override it. We know that it's completely blank, so we're going to just select the override. I'm going to hit Next. And this is now going to ask me, what do I want to be copied from my existing data set over to the brand new data set. If you click on each of these, it'll tell you what is included in that. So in this case, I want to go to the financial reference, and you'll see that it's got my billing codes, my condition codes, diagnosis codes, some of the AR tracker codes, procedure codes, rejection codes, revenue codes, all of these codes that I already have set up. So I'm gonna add those. I can also add some of the supporting things, like the if I have certain zip code files already created, so I don't have to re-enter zip codes, and I am going to add those as well. I can select the security. You might want to do that if you don't want to set up new securities. If you have a large staff, you don't want to take that time to set up the security. So let me do that. Let's see here. I don't want to do financial because that's going to include all the transactions from the old data sets. I definitely don't want to do that. I don't want to do any of the patient or any of that. Now I do want to do the reference table, and that's because it has my addresses, like facilities, right? My insurances. The providers will be copied over. I don't like that they're included in this group, so you will have to delete those out. But I think it's worth it if you get over your insurances and your referring providers. So these are the four that I'm going to add. This will give you a lot of the just kind of the supporting reference data over to your new practice. So let's hit start. By the way, I would highly recommend that you make a backup of this uh, before you start, just in case something goes wrong. Don't anticipate that it would, but just want you to have a backup in the event that your computer shut off in the middle of this or something. And it does automatically make a backup as well before you do this in the background, so it's already done that. But just in case, I'd have you make a backup. Okay, so it takes a little while, especially if you have a large data set or a lot of different, procedure codes, diagnosis codes, insurance companies. It could take a while to do this. So um, we'll just set and let it finish, and then when it's finished, we'll log into the new data set, the new client's data set, and see what we have in there. Okay, so it looks like this is completed now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. That did take a little while, and I have a very small data set. My computer is pretty fast, so plan on taking, I don't know, anywhere from that took about 5 to 7 minutes on my computer. So if you have a much larger data set, plan on it taking maybe up to half hour even. Okay, so let me hit OK there. I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to log back into Medisoft here, and let's see what we've got. I'm going to log into the new client's data set. Remember, this is the one that was blank. So let's log into there, and it's already asking me for a password, which I didn't have before. So let me log in. That's a good sign. And here we have, let's go into, as soon as this finishes opening, let's go into some of our lists here. So there's our insurance carrier list, copied over all the insurances from the other practice. Here's the procedure codes, the diagnosis codes. We've got the referring providers, which I didn't have any in my last data set, so that's why it's blank. We have the providers as well, so this would be a good time now to go ahead and just delete out those providers, which you can do right now very, very easily because they're not attached to anywhere else in the program. But as you can see, it copied over everything that we told it to from the other practice, and so hopefully now that'll save you a whole lot of time, as you don't have to re-enter all those codes in insurance companies. So hope that helps. Hope you found some useful information that'll help you out in your Medisoft for future use. And thanks again for watching our video.
Thanks for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you have future video suggestions. And as always, call us with any of your Medisoft needs. We'll be happy to help.